A massive signal has just started flashing for Bitcoin. We've only seen this signal flash 3 times in the last 12 years, and it's marked the bottom every single time. Now, why I'm bringing you the show today, as the signal just started flashing, meaning that we're a lot closer to the bottom of the cycle than what we thought. I want to speak to you guys around how to position yourself, as well as timing-wise of how long this can take and what are the gains we can expect for the next cycle. I'm Sheldon. Welcome to Crypto Banter. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like 𝗨𝗧𝗧𝗕. Welcome to Sheldon's show.
Fam, okay guys, it is time to put our hats on and get ready for the next cycle. We have seen a crazy last couple of months, and to be honest, we saw the same couple of months in 2020, and many, I was not there at that time, saw the same type of action happen in 2016. You get to a point of a massive high time frame flash out. This takes many months. It takes a first strong directional move to the downside. It then gets down to a cool down point, which really flushes out the markets. And then we start a slow grind up, and then we speed up very quickly. Now, again, if you look at anyone that has made ridiculous money in the markets, and I want to resonate with you guys because it's super important, right? We see that there are crypto bros, right? Crypto bros in the market, those who drive Lamborghinis and are incredibly rich. I want to remind you, they are not geniuses, right? No one's a massive genius. I was a damn carpenter. I was very far from a genius, very far from an incredible career, right? Timing wise was the most important thing that changed my life, right? Being in something before something actually happened, okay? And the charts I'm about to show you now show us that not only are we still in the best opportunity market in the world, we are at the best timing right now. We're at the point where crazy gains are coming, right? And life-changing money is a lot closer than what we actually think. Okay, so I want to jump into this chart over here, and I want to show you guys what I'm seeing. So this is Bitcoin coming all the way from 2015, even further down. Let's just get this back up. There we go. Even further down to the areas of 2012, right? This has been the journey of Bitcoin. You go here, you go to the monthly time frame, and you go to the logarithmic setting over here, and it gives the entire track of what we've seen Bitcoin moving to the upside over here, right? So we've seen crazy gains. We've seen Bitcoin come all the way from hundreds of dollars all the way to $100,000. Insane, okay? But there's a couple of repetitions which are very important to understand, specifically with Bitcoin, right? I'll speak about altcoins a little bit later on as well, as I do see big opportunities there, but Bitcoin's the main player within the space, right? And not only that, we are getting to a point where Bitcoin's getting to a good price of accumulating again, right? It was expensive for many months, right? In these areas of close to 100,000, it was getting a little bit overpriced. Now we're coming down to the big areas, right? So the first thing is just to mark down the bottom areas that happen every single damn time, right? So if we look at this over here, 1,400 days, 1,400 days, 1,400 days, right? This is when we get to the bottom areas where we see fast drops, we see 2-3 months of sideways, right? And then we start to see growth to the upside, right? And then it starts off a little bit slower, and then it speeds up as time basically goes, right? So 1,400 days is more or less the areas of where we are looking at bottoms. Now, if you look at where we are right now, we are sitting at 1,370 days, right? Which means anyway in the next 30 days, we are really getting to the crunch point of where we've technically found bottoms. But the big indicator that I want to show you guys is this one over here, right? Now, this is known as the relative strength index, right? And this is something that has called the bottom every single time on Bitcoin, right? These are all the bottom areas. You could see the bottom came in 2015, 2016. We saw a massive rally in 2017, right? We saw this one over here in 2018, 2019. We saw a massive rally going into 2020 to 2021, right? We saw these areas over here in 2022, right? And then we saw the massive rally up where Bitcoin went from the areas. Actually see the prices here of the price of where Bitcoin was. Bitcoin was $18,000, then rallied up to $100,000. Right. What we're also seeing is the cycles are getting slowly a little bit smaller to the upside as things come into play. So previously we would get a 100x from Bitcoin, then we'd get a 20x, and then we'll get a 10x, and very likely next cycle we'll get a 5x, right? Which means anywhere here we could be seeing possibilities of $200,000, $300,000 Bitcoins in the next cycle when we are ready. Okay, but the important thing here is to actually now zoom out the chart here. Let's make this a little bit bigger here so you guys can see here, right? Because this does not come very often. You want to speak about anyone that's made money in crypto, guys. They literally came in the cycle before bull markets, right? That is literally how you make crazy money, right? By buying that area, not doing anything for many months and just making ridiculous money in the markets, right? So if we look at this over here, right, we get this little phase of slowdown. And like I said, it's every time we see 1,400 days, that is the area of where we see these zones. But if you actually mark them out, and I put these simple lines of when the RSI was at the bottom, right, and it was here anywhere of up to 42 to 45% on the right-hand side here, right, it marked the bottom of where? So here, it marked the bottom of $200 to $300. Right, and then mark the bottom here in the areas of $3,000 to $4,000. And then mark the bottoms here of $16,000 to $20,000, $21,000. And now we have the exact same pattern start to flash, right, which is over here at these areas. Now, the next thing that was also important was we have this 50-day moving average, right, a very high time frame moving average that we have in play here. When we see the RSI in these areas of being oversold, as well as being near the areas of the moving average, right, gave us the double signal of when the market started to reset and start moving again to the upside. Okay, so if you see these two come into play here, we are sitting right at that area over here, okay, with the same signal we've seen every time. And it's crazy how many will think, oh, but this time's different, these times that, this time that. Guys, we have seen this same thing play out cycle after cycle after cycle of a cycle. The only thing that I thought changed, right, which was the highs, right? The highs come at different times. We're supposed to see it rally a little bit longer into 2026, right, into 2025, right, until I marked them out. I was like, okay, let's have a look at what this actually looks like. From the exact bottoms of the cycle, right, the exact bottoms every single time. Here in 2015, here in the areas of 2018, here in the areas of 2022, 1,066 days mark the tops. Right, from here all the way to mark the exact top at 1,066 days, right, 1,066 days, 1,065 days, right? Every single time we have marked from the bottom to the tops the same amount of time. Every time we have marked a bottom to a bottom has marked every single time. So where are we sitting at today, right? We are sitting with the RSI back at the low 40%. We are sitting 30 days away from hitting 1,400 days, okay, of where we've seen the bottom previously. Now, again, once we see the bottom, there's about a month or two of growth, slow growth. So here's an example here. The bottom was at 3,000, slow growth up to 4,000, 5,000, 50% up, by the way. Right, and this time over here, we were at 16,000, we went up to areas of 29,000, right, 70% up. Then the bull market started to rally up. Now, again, the difference between getting in this area over here, okay, to the upside is 700% versus getting in 2 months late, right, is 400%. From 700% to 400% is the difference of being behind by 2 months and 2 monthly candles of slow growth to the upside. Right? Another one that I want to indicate to you guys over here too is something that doesn't come too often, right? But again, we have the monthly stochastic RSI in the oversold territory over here, right? So again, on the monthly time frame stock over here, market is oversold. Now, again, if you look at any entries in the market, right, monthly is the best entries you get in crypto. Oversold monthly is the best AAA grade entries you get in crypto. Right? Weekly is B grade, daily C grade, and obviously as we start to go down. What do I mean by that? I mean by monthly, getting in at the right time, you just sit back and make tons of money. You don't do anything, right, with those positions. When you're on the weekly, you got to make money for 3 months, sell out, get in, because you are at risk of possibly coming back to those areas. Daily is obviously a lot more volatile, right? So again, when it comes to AAA grade, we can see over here, this is another sign over here that we are seeing. So what that means for me, guys, if I look at market side, like look at this, fear and greed index. I want to show you guys this because it's very important. Right, fear and greed index, go in this over here. Match the chart now, match the sentiment, okay? If we look at where we were, last month we hit 23, right, when it comes to the fear index, and we also hit 10, right, when it came to the last 2-3 months. Okay, let's go to the max time over here. Okay, this is where the market is fear-wise, right? Fear shakes out retail. Every single time shakes them out completely. They cannot handle pressure. They can handle being millionaires overnight and going all in. I'm going to be a lotto millionaire tomorrow, but they cannot handle any bit of downside. They run so fast to safety, go so far back. And I don't mean this in a bad way at all, but it's the mentality of people, right? Go back to the job. Go back to safety. Go back to a paycheck every month. right? Run away. This thing lied to me. I'm not a millionaire overnight, right? And then they'll go work for 20 years in the same thing and then get to a certain point where it's like, why did I waste half my life, right? But nonetheless, that is the biggest thing that chases people away, is the fear, right? I want to remind you guys that throughout this year, right, we have hit 8, we have hit 12, we have had 13, we've hit 11, right? We've hit the biggest fear spikes, and the last time we saw spikes was in 2022, right? The time before that was 2020 to 2019. 2018, we hit these zones. Does this not mark the bottoms of every cycle? When we see a ridiculous amount of tests. Now, again, the thing that I want to pay attention to is now and then we've spiked to these fear areas. When have we sat in these fear areas, right? When have we sat in these zones here for a long period of time? The bottoms of cycles. That is when we've sat. This whole area here, bottom of cycle. Look how many times we have been in fear this year. We have not touched a bit of greed. We've not seen anything. So yet again, a complete flush out of every retail that's happening in the market right now. Go and pay attention to the biggest wallets in the market that are in crypto right now and go see that they've been accumulating more than ever. Go look at the biggest holders right now and look how much they have been accumulating throughout these months of 2026. Look at the exchange of hand coming into place. You have a oversold, right, fear index, right, marking the bottoms we've seen many times, right? You have an oversold stochastic RSI, a relative strength index that have marked the cycle bottoms every single damn time, right? You are sitting at the most important high time frame moving average that we've sat at, right? This time here, we had a small little push below, okay? But there was time to do so. So therefore, when we hit here, okay, and we were only sitting at 1,200 days, right? There was time to say, okay, maybe we're going to drop a little bit lower and then break through, right? But what I'm trying to get to now is this time we didn't. This time we didn't. This time we're sitting exactly the same area. The difference is, though, is we're running out of time, right? The market is getting to a time capitulation where the bulls are ready to start putting in some momentum again. We're at that point where for a market to succeed in life, the same way that everyone has doubted crypto and Bitcoin for years and years and years and years and years, why does it still live today? Because it comes to life when it's meant to come to life. When it's about to end and be the death of it, it comes back to life. That's how they have to keep markets alive. They can drain them for long enough until it gets to that last little bit, right? And then they start restarting the cycle. And yet again, 3 to 5% of people in crypto make incredibly life-changing money. 95% cannot not handle and do not survive the markets, right? Therefore, if you look at it, they drain it till the absolute end. And then from there, they start moving up. Can I see anyone in the chat that still believes? Who doesn't believe? Who thinks we are complete bear and Bitcoin is done? Let me know in the comments below in the chat. And who is those, right, that trusts the system? Because the more you go through the data and the more you go through the backing and everything that's happened before, right, it's never lied before, right? There's many times in 2020, Bitcoin's done, went to $3,000, after $20,000, it started again, right? Who is those that are believing that the cycle exists and that there is a system behind cycles, right, versus it's dead? Let me know. I want to see below. Smash up the like button, okay, if you are here to stay and remain. Guys, vibe it up and let's go. We are here chasing opportunities for our life. I'm someone that tasted it, right? Had a nice nibble of having nothing in life and having something in life. But yet again, I don't want us to ignore, okay, that doesn't matter if it's small amounts left in the market or wherever you're at right now, you have an opportunity to ride a cycle again from the bottom. You need 1 to change your damn life, not 20, 1. And you change your whole damn life. So again, I'm seeing these indications. I'm bringing up vibes because I'm a believer and I want to know who's a believer out there too. Okay, thank you. Woo! Let's go. Okay, let's jump into the next section. Now we can go short time frame. Now, why did I start off with this type of chart over here soon? Because I want to remind you guys, and I want to show you guys a couple of things here that's also important. Right, I'm about to go to short time frame, but short time frame is it's boring right now. It sucks, right? So I need you to zoom out and know why you're showing up every day and vibing over here because we're here for a damn reason. Next thing I want to show you guys over here, right, is this chart over here, is the USDT dominance chart, right? Money coming in. So first thing I want to show you guys is dollars are just flying and flying and flying into the market, right? Over time, we've seen this rally up, rally up, rally up. It has then a small cool down period, rallies up, cool down period, rallies up. So not only is this chart going up saying that, hey, right now, yes, a lot of people are in dollars, right? USDT dominance, a lot of people are kind of out of the market right now. But secondly, dollars are flying in more and more and more and more. The market cap, right? I want to show you guys here this again, right? Because it's very important to understand, right? Has grown and grown and grown. Here's the total market cap in the market. Oh, do you see the exact same RSI? I don't know about you, but I don't know. Maybe this chart, maybe it's just lying to us. I don't know, right? But I just see it being in the exact same place it's been on every bottom before. Anyway, nonetheless, right? $2.18 trillion in the market right now, right? We got to the areas of 4 trillion, right? Look at the growth that we are seeing in these areas over here. Look at the moving average that we're sitting at right now. When it comes to altcoins, guys, altcoins are in the same opportunities, right? Look at the MA, look where we're at, look where we are at the RSI, right? Big opportunities when it comes to alts. Again, I just want to remind you, the altcoin market has changed, so keep that in mind. Does not mean there's no more alt seasons. Does not mean any of those things. Quality of altcoins are going to be different this time, right? From just meme coins rallying up and NFTs rallying up, yes, you get certain things that kind of help the narrative of alt season start, but we got to start paying attention that crypto needs to be taken seriously. Big money needs to come into the market, traditional finances to come through. So pay attention to ecosystems that make sense. I've spoken about it. AI, RWAs, right? Decentralized trading. This is very much likely where altcoins are going to rally and do incredible gains, right? Is Hyperliquid not an example of that? Yes, it is, right? Privacy tokens, Zcash are one of those. Yes, it is. Right. So yes, you'll still have some of your altcoins that we've been accumulating for years, or those who haven't come into the market yet. There's a lot of shiny memes and things that can happen. Everything in moderation, right? When you go to a club, right, you know if you have 40 tequilas, you're going to be on your ass in the Uber on the way home at 7 o'clock at night, right? 40 tequilas. But if you know I can have 1 tequila every 2 hours, right, with 1 or 2 drinks, I can go the whole night. Exact same thing, literally. And for those who drink or don't drink, it's the same thing as anything, right? You can be like eating sweets, whatever it may be, right? Everything in moderation, right? So if I got a whole cycle to go through here, think of it as drinking, think of it as eating sweets, right? Or anything like that, where I can have it in moderation, right? Water is the USDT, right? Beer is your Bitcoin, right? Tequila is your memes, right? So yes, I'll have 4 or 5 tequilas for the night, okay, no problem, in moderation, right? Out of all the drinking I'm going to do, right, I'm going to have 3% of it be tequila, right? Why? Because if I make it 40% tequila, I ain't coming home for 2 days and I'm broke and I'm hungover and I don't like life, right? So there is moderation when it comes to everything. So yes, there's going to be exciting part of memes coming back to life and all these things, everything in moderation. 3%, go crazy, right? But when it comes to you sustaining an entire cycle, it comes down to balance, and think of it in a very simple way. I'm here to remind you today, you don't need to be a genius, right? It comes down to common sense. It comes down to being here when no one is here. It comes down to not looking at this as, oh, crypto sucks and it was supposed to be better, and rather looking at the present right now, that you are still here when no one is here, right? We never thought Bitcoin would get so low again. We never thought the bear market would take so long again, but yet we zoom out and we're like, oh, kind of doing the same thing again, and you are still here. Guys, I want to wish you a fantastic day. Now, let's jump in. Let's jump in. This is where boring Bitcoin right now, right, is sitting at. We have 2 levels here. This is short time frame. What do I see happening for the week right now? We have a big resistance at $66,000. We have a support at 58,000. We have a trend line over here right now. The only action that's going to start is once we get above 66,000, we're sitting with 72 to 74,000, right? We then have downside, which will be this trend line that will give you an emergency type of view of when it's going to happen, okay, of when we're going to see some strength or some continuation down, is a loss of this trend over here. Then we'll see a speed up, and big supports are sitting between $58,000 and $60,000. Not much happening. Then again, I want to remind you, as we zoom out here, it's a boring stage, it's the flush out stage, okay, and there's a bunch of action. We hold 57, 58,000, right? Good chance we're going to see the 80,000s a little bit later in the year. Timing wise, I want to remind you again, we're probably looking anywhere in the next 45 days of a real breakout happening. Unless we get above 72,000 in the next, anyway, in that time, right? Then things, speeding up, starting to change. High time frame, we know it's coming, right? So what's very likely to happen is a bit of chop, right? If we decide to lose the lows, there is here, maybe there's a flush of 52, 48,000, right? It's not confirmed yet, okay? But if it does happen, let's be prepared for it. Short time frame, not much happening right now. Don't expect a great day today, right? We have liquidity at the top, liquidity at the bottom. You can see the liquidity forming again. Therefore, the market is just moving where it's going to make money. It's actually not making real moves right now. It's choppy, 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 chop. All right, that's where we're sitting at right now. Now, just before I jump into the next views here, I want to remind you guys, we have 12 hours left for the Bitfunded special. Prop trading right now, where I can trade. Just want to show you guys the specials right now in one step. $49 buys me an account. If I pass the first level, I get traded $5,000. If this choppy market right now, right, for you to stay alive, you got to put a little bit of your money in, but still be able to build size, right? So with $49 and passing one level, and then trading with real capital, you keep 80% of the profits. You can trade at $5,000. That you can 5x and trade at $25,000 position sizes, right? Again, it all comes down to moderation, stop losses, protecting your capital, right? $49. There's a special right now for all of you guys. Link below in the description to get it. You can only get it here, and it does end, right, in the next, where is Bitfunded? Here we go. 12 hours from now. Massive specials right now on Bitfunded as we speak. And then I want to remind you guys for Bybit EU, it's coming back to Europe, Bybit. Right, so there's a bunch of sign-up bonuses, link below in the description for anyone that wants to use Bybit in Europe. It is a big thing that's happening. Okay, then when we get to this section, so again, don't expect great day today. Maybe later today once it's flushed out liquidity, but it's going to be a little bit volatile. High time frame, we're not seeing crazy liquidity. So I'm not seeing like, we're going to really push down just yet. I'm kind of seeing a chop around day for today. Tomorrow, we'll be back on another show to let you guys know the rest of the action. Let's see if there's anything interesting on altcoins. Guys, just keep this daily trend on altcoins, because if there's a breakout in the next few days, right, this will be the entries on this area over here. Guys, do me a favor, pop up your damn vibes. Have a great day. Lots of love. Thank you for watching. And please comment below. Bull market, bear market, right? Like up the video if you're a bull. If you're not, like up the video anyway. But let me know in the comments. I want to see, okay? And have a fantastic day. Bye.